I did like the Halloween memes, though. They're all kind of variations on a theme, where it's like a bowl of guns, one per kid, or Coors Light, or I don't know, something, right? Books of matches.
The pho.
The what? The pho, yeah. One spoonful per kid, please.
One slurp.
And slurp, even better. Cavs play tonight. They are still at home before they hit the road. They're going to play the Orlando Magic. They are 3-2. Your Cavs remain undefeated. So they're going for win number 6 tonight. 7 o'clock is your tip-off at the Romo Fijo. We'll roll around 6:30. That'll get your pregame coverage going. I could not conjure the name Darius Garland into my head because everybody was talking about, I heard Stansbury talking a lot about after, this was yesterday after the Cavs beat the Lakers, about how Donovan Mitchell was really vibing with DG. Mm-hmm. Well, it looks like DG. And I was like, what the hell is DG? And I didn't take the 0.5 seconds it would take to Google it and refresh my memory, but I could not think of the name of Darius Garland. And so on the slim chance that he's listening to this program, mea culpa. But there it is, Darius Garland and Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen, he of the Magnificent Fro, and all the Cavs. And as it's the first day of November, that means if you're going to be doing any shopping at CLE Clothing Company, you're going to want to switch that promo code over to MUNI, M-U-N-I, for 20% off. There is a rumor afoot that the Chicago Bears will be getting Wyatt Teller from the Cleveland Browns. This is a heavily sought-after dude. This is a guy who makes a lot of money. And they might send him to go play with Caleb Williams. You know, that's the big rookie QB we've got in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
Caleb Williams. This is a guy that everybody is expecting big things from. Of course, every quarterback, it's really, there are...
a first overall pick.
Yes.
But he was also really... people are looking at him like a generational talent, like an Andrew Luck type of player. And so far, he's just been kind of...
It's kind of what they said about Justin Fields. Mm-hmm. He was going to be the guy that was going to breathe new life into the Chicago Bears.
But Justin Fields wasn't number one overall.
No,
Justin Fields was
he came with a lot of hype.
He came with a lot of hype, but it was also his hype was if he can reach his ceiling. Caleb Williams is expected to be the guy.
He's like fully formed almost, yeah. Justin Fields, of course, from The Ohio State University. And now he's back up in Pittsburgh. But, the Browns and my Bears are very similar in a lot of ways in that they're always grabbing the guy who they think is going to turn the whole thing around. And Bears are doing it right now. Browns are doing their thing. But who they play this weekend? I know Whoopsie just did her picks. The Browns are playing
the Chargers.
The Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
Did she get her pick last night correct?
She did not. The Jets ended up winning.
Wow.
Yeah. I thought that
There's
was the
a
one.
phrase you don't hear every day.
That all right, we should start off with a good start to the week, and then the Jets pull off the win.
Because Houston's good.
Houston's very good.
Yeah. All right.
But they didn't look good last night.
All right. I was reading about a college game that they said would be the equivalent of, this 0-8 college football team beat the number 3 team. They were like, it'd be like if Kent State beat the Georgia Bulldogs in Georgia. Southern Nazarene University beat Ouachita Baptist, Division II. I don't know either of these teams.
I was going to say
these are, but an 0-8 team beat a team that was much, much better than them. Southern Nazarene.
Any given Thursday, Friday, whatever
Thursday.
Yeah.
It's a private school in Bethany, Oklahoma. 1,600 students. Their football program started in 2000. So, congratulations to them. And people were posting on the subject of the Chicago Bears, people were posting 25 years ago. Today is when Walter Payton died. I remember my brother still has that copy of the Chicago Tribune that announced that Walter Payton had died. He was a young man. He was 45 years old. He had liver cancer, and he had been waiting for a transplant. There was all this hope and wishes, obviously, from the fans and from him that it was going to work out, but things just got too bad. But, yeah, Walter Payton, 45 years old, 25 years ago today, and a lot of people have that same exact liver disease that he had. They've lived longer than that, but it's nasty, nasty stuff. Alan, speaking of tricks for Halloween, I wanted to go out last night and switch all of the Trump signs to Harris signs in people's yards, but my wife said I'd probably get shot. I mean, that's probably a coin flip if you do that. I don't like people messing with the signs. That is a right-wing thing. That's not a Democrat thing. We don't pull people's signs. You know, they find all these people with Harris signs in their trunk. There was a story it was in St. Louis or somewhere about this woman who put an Apple AirTag on the back of her Harris Waltz yard sign, and it got stolen. There'd been a rash of, So she follows it to the guy's car and confronts him and films it and sends it to the news. And this guy is like sheepish, and she opens up his trunk, and there's dozens of them. That's not really a thing that Kamala Harris supporters do. They're not going and grabbing. That's like a Trump thing. All these stories about guys that are terrified, I guess, to see a Kamala Harris sign, and so they steal them or they leave notes on them, and I don't understand it. But I don't like anybody messing with anybody's yard signs. Like, leave the signs alone.
I have a friend that lives in Utah, so he is a Harris Waltz supporter, and as you can guess, that's not looked upon favorably out in Utah.
Yeah,
and so his way of dealing with it, because people kept stealing his signs, was he just covered the back of them in petroleum jelly.
That too, yeah.
So people would put their hands on it, and then you're just gross.
They had some guy, we talked about it a while ago, there was some Trump guy who had booby-trapped his sign.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, again, maybe people were stealing his signs out where he is.
But I think there's been people. I mean, it's not like, it's not a monolith. There are people that are stealing Trump signs.
I don't know why though. Like,
I don't get it either. It's their yard. I don't think the signs are changing anyone's mind.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're progressives. We've been dealing with your dumbass signs and your flags and your caravans for like almost a decade. Okay. Fine. But you mega snowflakes, boy, you see a Harris sign remember the last 3 months, you see these signs and you lose your goddamn minds. And I don't understand it. I don't get it. When we made this drive to Jersey for this wedding last weekend, you go tip to taint through Pennsylvania. You go all the way through Pennsylvania. And, it's a lot of Trump country. And fine. If you want to paint the roof of your barn, with Trump's name on it, it's your barn. You do what you want to do. And I'm sure there's people, complaining about whatever. But it's very, very silly. It's like you're not supposed to wear political, Election Day is Tuesday. A lot of people have already voted. I vote day of.
Me too.
I want to see my thing go into the machine. But you're not supposed to wear political clothing at polling places.
And this is not new.
We all know this. There's no political clothing at polling places. But we're already seeing viral video of jerk-offs in MAGA hats screaming at poll workers that they're calling them bitches.
Mm-hmm.
And, you don't see somebody in a Kamala Harris T-shirt freaking out at a polling place. We don't worship our candidates, you guys. But it's no inconvenience to follow the rule they've asked you to follow. It's no inconvenience. So, but boy, the MAGA types, they get in there and scream and yell. And there was a younger dude in Raleigh who went to a polling place and is pulling up all the Harris Waltz signs. People are like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? I don't understand what the point is. I guess you think you're better than us because we're not stealing signs. I don't know. But don't talk to me about election integrity. But it's really not hard to not wear something when on the way out, they give you the I voted sticker, right? So they know. I mean, who cares that you can't wear your shirt or your hat? But people are really flipping out about it. Alex Jones is fighting for his life. This guy, well, his financial life. You know, Alex Jones owes a lot of money to those Sandy Hook families. And so they're auctioning off everything that this guy has. They're auctioning off InfoWars. They're auctioning off the equipment. They're auctioning off, he's got personal property that he had to auction off. And what he's fighting now is he doesn't want them auctioning off his social media accounts. That's part of it. You know, in the social media age, that's part of the whole thing now, is that that's considered an asset for public figures. And he's trying to keep his social media accounts from being sold. His thought is, why would anyone want these? And
I feel like he doesn't have that many platforms that still let him post.
I don't know
Maybe
about that.
Twitter?
I mean, the person, if somebody was sympathetic to him and had a lot of money, they could buy InfoWars outright and just give it back to him. You know what I mean? He could be doing it unabated. But he said that he doesn't want his social media accounts being sold to other people because it would, don't laugh, violate his privacy. Mm-hmm. So he's trying to make sure that doesn't happen. He's like, hey, these are my accounts, and they're part of my persona, and they can't be owned by anybody else. Again, I don't know why anybody else would want them other than to just troll, but I don't know. So they're selling off the royalties from his books, and they're selling off all kinds of stuff. But all it would take is somebody wealthy and sympathetic to his cause, whatever the hell that is, and they could just buy the whole thing and make him technically an employee. Stay right there in Austin and keep doing the show. I got money here for you. It's $1,000. It is money from the Buzzard Bookie. Once an hour. You get 4 of these from me this afternoon, so I hope you win. Good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Deposit. That's deposit. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
He does have 3 million followers just on X alone. Now, again, I don't know what you would do with someone else's account. Maybe shut it down, or I don't know what. But he
start
owes
posting stuff that he wouldn't post, like, start posting about how, for Harris and stuff like that.
I guess. I mean, but this auction is so newsworthy. You'd think that people would figure that out, but he does owe a lot of money. One thing I wasn't aware of at all, though, is they said in addition to the royalties from his book that they're trying to auction off, they're also trying to auction off whatever royalties there might be from a video game that he put out last year. I don't remember talking about this.
Oh, I didn't know he had a video game.
Alex Jones' NWO Wars. You know what NWO is.
New World Order.
The New
World Order.
That's right. The NWO video game from Alex Jones, where he is the hero in a shooting game. And there are plenty of playthroughs on gaming accounts on YouTube. I went to one of them. It's like old school, too, right? I mean, look at this.
Playthrough, because the game's only about maybe 40 minutes long.
And it's just him. I don't know if these are zombies. I don't know if they're globalists. I don't know if they're goblins.
Goblins.
I don't know what they are, but he's running.
Do you at some point eat your neighbor's leftist ass?
Well, he talks. Like, he cut audio for this, too.
I'm
Yeah.
using the controller. It's got Metal Slug controls. So when, you use the directional key to also
Paul
control
McCartney
where
died
you're
50
shooting.
years ago.
No, I don't get that. What? Paul McCartney died 50 years. Is he making fun of hippies, or what is he doing?
I don't know, but that's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know.
This might be the best thing he's ever done.
Oh, to my little friend.
Hey, hello to my little friend, right.
All right, a little hacky there. But
We just cut a series of clips for...
I'm not gonna lie, this game looks fun as hell.
I think so, too. Oh, I see. The zombies are chasing him with syringes. You see that? They're trying to probably inject him with the COVID vaccine.
Got it.
All right.
The answer to 1984 is 1776.
This game is so funny.
Oh, you gotta love that. I don't know if this lady likes him or just likes the
moon
video
landing
games.
was a hoax. Machine gun.
So bombastic.
1776.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I wasn't aware that video game existed, but that is part of the whole auction off process of Alex Jones's assets is the royalties. I can't imagine that those would be a lot of money. The royalties for his video game, Alex Jones' New World Order. So I don't know. And I have to also think that your power-ups in that are his InfoWars supplements, right? Cross-promotion in the video game, X-Force Factor, whatever, full of sawdust and all kinds of other things.
Alex Jones, Alex Jones, Alex Jones, Alex Jones.
You know, they're also doing is they're also seizing the royalties from his covers album. Do you remember a couple of years ago he did an album of covers?
Yeah.
He wanted to kind of spread his wings creatively, and so people were like, Alex, you look like a guy who would have a great singing voice. Usually people that have good speaking voices, he's got a great voice, I think. So they're also auctioning off the royalties to his covers album.
Welcome to your life. There's no turning back. Even Wowie sleep.
What song is that he's doing there?
I think a little Tears for Fears.
Oh, Tears for Fears.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, when that album first dropped, we were
interesting,
playing a bunch of tracks.
Yeah, it sounds like like a rant he would just be on. Like these are things that he would actually say.
Mm-hmm.
That's what,
Well, I think a lot of the songs he did were based on rants that he did,
Oh,
too.
baby, baby. Oops, I did it again.
Wasn't this one of his rants?
I play with your heart.
Oops, I did it again.
Yeah, I think so.
Lost in the game. Oh, baby.
I think this is
baby.
actually
Oops.
going to be. He was doing that to try and relate to his kids again. Be like, don't you like the Britney Spears?
Oops, I did it again was what he was, right.
I hurt myself today. To see if I still feel.
You know, that's, there's been all these arguments, probably for the past 10, 15 years, whenever Johnny Cash covered 9 Inch Nails' Hurt. That the Johnny Cash version became the superior version. Even Trent Reznor said that song is Johnny Cash's now.
Yeah.
Because he was so gratified with him doing that version of that song. But don't sleep on Alex Jones's version either. That's all I'm saying. If you got to have, if you've got to rank your top versions of that song, okay, give it to Johnny Cash.
Mm-hmm.
But man, it's a close neck and neck between the original 9 Inch Nails and the Alex Jones version for 2 and 3. That's all I'm saying. So maybe they will get a considerable amount of money in royalties for that. But he's trying to make sure that all of his intellectual property, forget all of the assets, all the physical assets, he's trying to see to it that all of the intellectual property, in air quotes, of the Alex Jones empire. But, I mean, I imagine he'll be left with something. There's usually, you know, when they have these kinds of auctions and things, there's usually some kind of accommodations that they'll make. So maybe he'll get to keep the royalties from that. I've got to take a break. Pop Evil and Bad Wolves are going on a tour. They're co-headlining something called the Animal Instinct Tour, and they're coming to Cleveland in a couple of weeks, November 12th. It's a Thursday night, Temple Live at Cleveland Masonic. I'll have those tickets for you coming back.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS and everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app. Rover's Morning Glory.
What are you putting milk in?
I eat a lot of cereal.
Okay. What about almond milk?
Perfect in cereal.
Is it?
Snitch, you love the earth, don't you?
Don't tell me about how much water it uses.
That's right. He's every time.
I don't care. I hate water.
Every time Snitzer takes
Anti-water.
a sip of almond milk, he dries out